that's cap. They have Durk on wiretap. Now, okay, let's get to that. So a lot of people are saying there was a wiretap. And now that we've talked about these cats right here, let's talk about another name that's being thrown out there, man. So remember these guys. We're going to be talking about them in the future on future broadcasts and stuff. You know, Flocka and Brown Eyes. Pause. I still don't want no problems, man. Dude is a shooter, man, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? According to the indictment. I don't want no problems, you know what I mean? So let's get them out of there. And let's talk about somebody else in the case that's been brought up who was not listed in the indictment at all. So what I'm going to say to clear all this is none of this can be proven. None of this has been proven as anything factual as of yet. But there's a guy by the name of OTF Jam. And there's some rumors being thrown out there about his name. Now, you see it says on that post, I did not make this post. This is taken from social media. I do not believe he is a snitch. I am not alleging that he's a snitch. I am just saying what people are putting on social media and reading. All right, clear. Now, in this post, it says Lil Durk was reportedly snitched on by an OTF member. OTF Jam allegedly wore a wire for a couple of years. Now, that's wild, man, because I saw an interview where OTF Jam was being interviewed, and yes, I do my homework, and I do my research. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to J-Man. But him in the interview, he was talking about the fact that Lil Durk had paid for a crib for him, gave him money, had him all right out there. I think even when Lil Durk was on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and he had Wallow and Gilly were there, I think he was one of the guys in the background, somebody said. If not, he said that himself. You remember where they was rapping or whatever? It went viral. I mean, it was millions of people that watched that broadcast with Lil Durk on $1 Million Worth of Game with Wallow and Gilly. They're saying he was one of the guys in the background. And they're saying he got picked up last year and was facing 12 years on a charge. Now, I'm not sure. Some people say it's a gun charge. Some people say it's a shooting charge. I'm not sure. But that's the rumor out there that he was facing 12 years. And a lot of people are saying this about him allegedly wearing a wire. One of the people who is adamant about this is a guy from OTF by the name of Lil Twin. So that is a different guy. That's actually somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But he's out here, Lil Twin is out here dissing some of the OTF members or people who are allegedly connected to OTF and outing them and calling them all sorts of things and putting them in this case and saying that they wore wires and everything. So let's actually look at this right here. OTF Twin reacts right there. And I want to make that bigger for y'all. So he's saying this dude wore a wire. Now, this is from OTF Twin's Instagram account. I don't know if this is still up, but, it was fresh and new. And he put a rat emoji and put a name right there, which I'm not going to read because I don't know if this dude did that or not. But to insinuate somebody was wearing a wire, as much as Lil Durk was always around his guys, always around the dudes from his neighborhood, always around the people that he had associated with in the past, him and Von always took care of cats from O Block, always seemed to be taking care of the cats back in, in Lamron and 300 and stuff. Looks like they always looked out for everybody, man. So for somebody to be wearing a wire, this is straight out of the Sopranos, bruh. This reminds me of some big pussy bumping Cero. You know what I'm saying? That was a character in the Sopranos. And what really tripped me out is it made me think of this scene in the Sopranos where there's this guy. He's one of the major hitters. And he's he shoots another guy in a coffee shop. He shoots another guy somewhere else. And he's doing all this wild stuff. And out of nowhere, one day he's walking home after getting into a fight with Tony Soprano, the main character. Don't worry, I'm going to tie it in. He's walking home because he's upset. He wants to get out the game. He wants to move to Florida. And they tell him no. And a car pulls up. And you end up finding out, after all these years of watching this dude on screen doing all this killing and all this drilling and all this stuff, that he was a snitch. That's a cold game, bruh. That is a cold game, man. You know what I'm saying? To be a rat to that level where and I'm not saying this dude is a rat, but to be a rat on that level where you are wearing a wire, what is the inspiration in that? Now that dude in the show ended up in a horrible way anyway, by his own doing, which is crazy. But that's nasty work. I ain't gonna lie, man. I guess that's why people outside or people in the streets really, really hate snitches and rats so bad, because that's some nasty work. And people are saying this about that dude, man, or people are making these claims about a lot of the guys in OTF right now. And specifically, that guy OTF Jam. Now, I'm not sure if OTF Jam is hearing of any of this, but man, people are throwing his name out here willy-nilly within this situation, man. You can see right here, another guy by the name of THF Blood Brothers. Now, I'm not sure if this is THF Bezu or one of those, or somebody else from THF, but he put this. That's a picture of OTF Jam, and a lot of people were calling him the Juggernaut. A lot of people they were saying that. I wasn't saying that. These dudes are some street dudes. I'm a podcaster and an interviewer. You know what I'm saying? But let me stop. But you see, this guy from THF allegedly, he put this, and he was calling him out of his name too, man. So a lot of people are putting those rumors out that this dude was wearing a wire and is one of the guys who's informing on Lil Durk, or actually throwing Lil Durk under the bus, man, which is crazy, man. And it's getting a lot of reactions. Now, when it comes to him and his situation with OTF Jam, they're saying his motivation is that he was facing a 12-year sentence. Now, what's crazy is, if you're facing a 12-year sentence, and let's say Lil Durk is some kind of boss or something like that, what sense would it make, knowing all the reduced sentence things that they have out here, to put somebody in prison for life that's bringing your whole crew money and you're only facing 12 years?
Bruh.
Like, no, dog, where's my Tyrese meme? I wish I had that queued up. Like, what more do you want from me? I'll say it myself. If I'm Lil Durk, I'm like, hold up. You can't do maybe 2, 3, 4 years off your 12-year sentence, but instead you rather send me to jail for life or to the death penalty?
Bruh.
This a cold game, man. And dude is in an interview talking about, yo, Lil Durk, he looked out for me. He helped me out. He got me money. He did all this stuff for me. That is crazy. I'm hoping this isn't true. And it hasn't been confirmed, but a lot of people on that side of things, like the THFs, the OTF twin, all those people, they think those things about OTFD, and they're voicing it on social media with posts like this. That's why you see so many people putting his mugshot out there, dissing him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy, to be honest with you, man, because I couldn't see a world where you wouldn't be able to do 12 years, so you're going to send somebody to jail or to prison for life, man. That's, God dang. Shoot, man. I'm glad I ain't no street dude. I'm glad I ain't no street dude, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I'm gonna get in the chat real quick. Somebody, Jay Hicks, what up, Jay Hicks, says free dirt. Curtis Carter says OTF Jam snitched. I don't know if he snitched or not, man. All right, we make sure you hit that like button. And for those who already have, once again, you the real MVP. All right. So let's go through the chat a little bit. I want to hear what y'all think about OTF Jam and these alleged snitch rumors, right? Durk fed him till he felt he was entitled, and the moment he said no, he turned on me. Come on, he looked like he snitched. He does have a look, man, like I ain't gonna do all this time. He got that look, like I ain't about to do all this time. Y'all said thumbhead. They call him the Juggernaut. Those are jokes. That's what they're saying. I ain't saying that. I know these dudes is killers, man. You know what I mean? How does your cranium even get to looking like y'all cold, man? Y'all going off. Y'all said JM is because the government is corrupt and they all work for the same leader. Just like the rap industry, their boss is the evil man downstairs with the horns and the pitchfork. Curtis Carter, JM, you get a cranium like that when you got to think about what you going to tell him. That's crazy, man. That's why these scumbag people get paid millions to corrupt the youth in black communities. D-Mac says, D-Mac also says, and then get rewarded keys to the city for it. Yeah, that's crazy that Lil Durk got the keys to the city, man. Like, you know, I like Lil Durk, man. I think when I was blogging more, I was doing more promoting for Lil Durk than a little bit, man. It was up. You know what I'm saying? I was really, really out there for him, man. OTF is a bunch of idiots. Now, if you read this indictment, that would seem true. But let's play a little devil's advocate here. Imagine in anything after 2020 trying to successfully plan out some coordinated crime. And I'm not going to say what kind of crime, but imagine that. Dog, it's almost impossible today. Like, what in the world you're not going to get, unless you a part of some major something, you're not getting away with anything today, man. It's going to come to life. They're going to be always, if it's a murder, they're always going to be looking to solve that murder no matter when. It'll be 30, 20 years from now. Case might go cold. They got people who go in and solve cold cases. Now, society can't have you just out here murdering people and them going unsolved. Even though a lot of murders do go unsolved. But I believe even DJ Academics has said this one time. Most of the time it's because a lot of the, if you notice a lot of the Chicago drill rap stories and things, a lot of the people don't know who killed who because there was a lot of killing going on between both sides and there was retaliation for that retaliation. It gets to the point where people just say, all right, man, put it on the guy who passed away, it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. Hold up, that's not funny.
Bruh.
But honestly, that's what it seems like, man, because the people who usually really did it in the street, the real street dudes don't want to tell. They don't want to release that information. They usually got shot or they got arrested out of state. They got locked up for life for something else. It just be a lot of stuff. And then they handle it amongst each other behind the bars. You know what I mean? All right, Chris Carter said, that's the snitch section of his brain. Funny. OTF is, okay, read that one. D-Mac also said, no one want to talk about that, though. Talking about, okay, is that a response to what you said about Lil Durk getting the key to the city, even though he, raps drill rap. He raps gangster stuff, you know what I mean? Somebody said he knew one of his homies would be his downfall. Now, I will say this about Lil Durk, man. In his lyrics, Lil Durk did say numerous times that it was going to be one of his homies or somebody close to him or something like that would happen, you know what I mean? He let that be present and clear in his lyrics all the time. So a lot of people had thought that, the guy who's going to sell Lil Durk out, Lil Durk seen it coming and maybe or maneuver in some way to swerve it. But like you can't go, it's hard to go through life and not depending on any of your people, especially if you grew up with them. That's why I say being a rat or a snitch to that level, and I'm not saying that dude is, because I don't know that for a fact, because whoever is, they're even covering it up in the indictment. Because as you see in the indictment, one of the guys who was in on the shooting, right here, look at this. One of the guys who was in on the shooting, right here, co-conspirator 2. They don't name him for some reason. And how many times did they mention him in this indictment? Hold up, let's see something. Let's see something. We just gonna test something out. Just a little research, you know what I'm saying? "25 times. Co-conspirator 2 is mentioned 25 times in this indictment, right? And he's mentioned together with AKA Boogie. He's mentioned 25 times in this indictment. In all 18 pages of it. You know what I mean? And not once did I see co-conspirator 2 listed in the list of people who caught charges, which is crazy, right? He seems like a facilitator, like he ran the whole operation. A lot of people were giving credit to OTF Vonnie for saying that he was the one who was running things, but co-conspirator 2, like here, okay, sit down, there you go. Co-conspirator 2, here, he was listed in the fighting, the tracking, and the killing. So he was on the ground level. Then he was listed in one of the people who put it together as far as the planning and the whole operation. So when that name comes out, we really gonna hear something. And man, for Lil Durk's benefit, I'm hoping that's not one of the guys who's actually in on the shooting. You know what I mean? But, who's actually informant, I should say. Informant on him is what I meant to say. Because he's one of the shooters. It's listed right there, co-conspirator number 2, firing the guns at TB. So whoever that guy is, he was on the planning level, he was on the ground level, he pretty much orchestrated the whole hit. You know what I mean? But his name is hidden throughout the indictment. So I'm wondering when that comes to light, who that's going to be. We will see. I'm not saying it was this guy either, you know what I mean? But they're saying this guy, you know, he's getting a lot of backlash from a lot of people in OTF or cool with Lil Durk or associated with THF, 600, O Block, and all that, man. They going in on dude right now on most of the blogs and stuff. And I don't know if it's warranted or not, but man, that's what they're saying. So